Julia Eggleston, and she is the wedding planner for Sugarloaf. Hey, Julia, thanks for coming in.
Not a problem.
We had you on earlier in the season, but we're coming into spring. We've just had Valentine's Day, so it's that time of year when people are thinking love and marriage and weddings. And what better place than Sugarloaf? Summertime, it's just so nice up here.
It is. It is. To me, it's so striking the difference from winter to summer. Just, I mean, naturally in the environment, but even in the base area and the base lodge, yeah. And
as the wedding, are you wedding planner, wedding organizer? What's your official title?
I do wedding sales and service. So I, initially take inquiries from couples, and they work with me right from contract right through the day of on their event.
Why would you recommend somebody choose Sugarloaf as the location for their big event?
Sugarloaf is becoming a really great four-season resort, and there is so much to do here. And for couples looking for a destination wedding that's not in the tropics or something really exotic, they can bring families from out of state or even other areas of Maine and just bring them here, and there's something for everyone to do.
What would be your biggest bit of advice to give somebody who's considering having their wedding here?
Site tour. Come for a site tour.
Now what does that entail?
That entails I meet all of my couples at the Sugarloaf Mountain Hotel, and the staff there is kind enough to give me keys so we can take a look at some of the rooms so they can see what accommodations that their guests will be staying at. And it gives them a familiarity with sort of the base of where their event will be. And then from there we can go look at the bridal bridge for their ceremony site, or the King Pine Room, or down to the Avery Ballroom, depending upon where their reception is. The
bridal bridge being down by the Sugarloaf Inn.
Yes.
Not everybody might know where that is, but that is just the sweetest spot in the world. Talk about the photographer's perfect spot.
And it is really a nice private space. It seems like it's all out in the open, but it's a nice, sweet private space.
Now, do you ever do weddings for people who aren't necessarily Sugarloafers?
Yeah, I do have some couples that come just, they look us up on the internet and they come for their tour and they fall in love with it, and then, they become Sugarloafers, but we do. And I do recommend for the Sugarloaf couples, I know a lot of people who are Sugarloafers, they're really familiar with the resort. They're here and they have their skiing routine. But again, with that site tour, I recommend you come look at, come for a tour and to see it through, I call it wedding eyes, because it really is much different than that ski routine that we all get into during the season.
What would be different, for example, in how you look at a resort when you're looking for a potential location for your wedding?
Here, the King Pine Room is the biggest transformation. You walk in their winter time and there's the tables and the blue lockers and the cubbies, and in the summertime it all gets tucked away and it becomes a blank canvas and that lodge space that a lot of people are looking for. Yeah.
Still with a beautiful backdrop of Bigelow Mountain,
You can't beat that backdrop.
Right. And that holds a lot of people, the King Pine Room.
It does, 400 plus we could do in the King Pine Room.
Do you have any limits on what size weddings we can handle?
We don't. I've done everywhere from 16 guests total to 250 so far, so there really isn't a limit on what we can do.
What are some of the most popular requests you get from people who want to have a wedding here at Sugarloaf?
Lift rides, getting a lift ride up. We have been able to this past season. We fine-tuned taking the sawduster chair up from the inn up into the base area, particularly for those couples who are using the base lodge in the King Pine Room. They can come up the chair and all their friends are out on the beach having cocktail hour, and it's really something special.
So they download down to the inn, or they go up to the base lodge?
We use shuttle service to take guests down to the inn, and then for those guests who don't want to take the chair lift, we do. We have shuttle service for them, but they can get right on the lift there and come right on up.
That alone would make me want to get married up here, just to have a chairlift, because how cool is that?
It's very cool. The two couples that we had do it last year, it was just so much fun. And the couples came up last and their friends were all there and cheering. It's something special.
Right. Yep. And try and do that just about anywhere else.
Exactly.
Cool.